Haunted Pines. Welcome to Haunted Pines. True and bizarre stories, including the paranormal, true crime, extraterrestrials, monsters, and more. I'm Nomar Slevik, and tonight's story takes us to British Columbia and the land of giants. This is the Bigfoot Abduction. Part 1. The Prospector and the Legend. Our story begins in 1924, deep in the woods near Toba Inlet, British Columbia. A man named Albert Ostman, a Canadian prospector, set out alone in search of a lost gold mine. He brought with him a rifle, canned food, and enough supplies to last several weeks. He had planned a quiet expedition in the wilderness. Ostman later recalled meeting an old indigenous guide who ferried him to the head of the inlet. As they traveled, the guide told him stories about mountain giants. He told Ostman, quote, "They have hair all over their bodies, but they're not animals. They are people. Big people living in the mountains," end quote. Ostman didn't believe him, calling them old fables. But the guide's parting words stuck with him. Quote, "There may not be many, but they exist." Days later, Ostman set off alone in the mountains, unaware that those words would soon become prophecy. Part 2. The Night Visitor. For several nights, Ostman slept beneath towering cypress trees high above the inlet. His camp was well made, his supplies stacked neatly, until he noticed things being disturbed. Cans had moved and food was missing. At first, he blamed porcupines and other wildlife, but the next morning, his pack had been emptied out. Ostman wrote about this, quote, "Something had turned the sack upside down. My prunes were missing, my pancake flour gone, but not my salt. Porcupines always look for salt, so it must have been something else," end quote. He reloaded his rifle and waited, determined to catch the culprit. That night, he lay awake with his boots tucked in his sleeping bag, his rifle within reach. But he couldn't stay awake. Exhaustion had taken over. Suddenly, he was woken up, and to his terror, he was being carried by something. Ostman said, quote, "I was being picked up, carried. At first, I thought it was a snow slide, but there was no snow," end quote. He realized that something enormous had slung him and his sleeping bag over its shoulder. Ostman continued, quote, "It was breathing hard. Sometimes it gave a slight cough. Now, I knew this must be one of the mountain Sasquatch giants," end quote. For 3 hours, he was carried through the dark, jostled and bruised until at last his captor stopped. It dropped Ostman on the ground. When he looked up, he saw that he was surrounded by 4 figures. 2 large, 2 smaller, talking to each other in a strange language. Part 3. Among the Giants. As the sun rose, Ostman could finally see the creatures in full. He said of their appearance, quote, "They looked like a family, an old man, an old lady, and 2 young ones, a boy and a girl. They were all covered in hair, no clothes at all," end quote. He found himself trapped in a small mountain basin ringed by cliffs. The only way in or out was a narrow V-shaped opening, guarded by the old male Sasquatch. Quote, "I moved my belongings up against the rock wall. I would stay there until I found out what they wanted with me or how to get away," end quote. Days passed. The creatures watched him but didn't attack. They seemed curious. The young ones even played with objects he tossed their way. Quote, "They were people, not animals. They had intelligence, a language, a family," end quote. He began to observe them, the old man towering nearly 8 feet tall. The female was broad and slow-moving. The young male was strong, quick, and playful. The young female, she was shy and would hide when Ostman looked at her directly. Despite his fear, Ostman noted their humanity. He said, quote, "They did everything for a reason, wasted no time on what they did not need. When they weren't foraging, they rested. The old man and the lady, they were like elders of a tribe," end quote. But he knew he had to get away. He needed to escape. Part 4. The Getaway. Ostman devised a plan, and it began with his chewing tobacco. He noticed the old Sasquatch and his fascination with it. The way he'd watch closely whenever Ostman took a pinch. So one morning, Ostman took out a full box of chewing tobacco and made sure the old one could see. The creature approached. Quote, "Before I could close the box, he grabbed it and swallowed the whole thing in one gulp," end quote. Within moments, the giant grew sick. His eyes rolled back. He gagged, squealed, and stumbled toward the spring for water. Quote, "I grabbed my rifle and pack. This was my chance," end quote. He ran for it, but the older female screamed and charged after him. He stopped running, positioned his rifle, and took aim. But he wasn't trying to kill her. He didn't want to hurt any of them. He just wanted to leave. He fired a shot over her head. It scared her. The sound sent her running back into the basin. Ostman kept running, downhill, through a narrow canyon, never looking back. Quote, "I made 3 miles in record time. When I reached the creek, I built a fire and roasted a grouse. I knew I was free," end quote. Eventually, he found his way to a logging camp. He was starving and exhausted. When he told them he'd been lost in the mountains, they, of course, believed him. But he didn't tell them the rest. He didn't tell anyone for over 30 years. Only in 1957 did Albert Ostman finally share his full account under oath to a police magistrate. A.M. Naismith later wrote, quote, "I found Mr. Ostman to be in full possession of his faculties. I cross-examined him thoroughly and could find no flaw in his story or his character." End quote. Ostman swore it all happened, every last word. He said, quote, "I know what I saw," end quote. He never prospected again. What are your thoughts? Do you think a Bigfoot actually abducted Ostman? Do you believe in Bigfoot at all? Feel free to reach out and let us know. At Haunted Pines Pod on Instagram or email us at hauntedpinespod@gmail.com. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please share the Haunted Pines podcast with someone who loves true tales and the unexplained. You can find other strange stories in my books, Humanoid Encounters, Granite Skies, UFOs over Maine, and my latest work, In the Pines. Check the show notes for links. Until next time, always be aware of your surroundings, for the night belongs to the ghosts. I'm Nomar Slevik, and this is Haunted Pines.